Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a knife video for you. And today we're starting off, we're not actually going to talk about the Lionsteel M4, but I wanted to start off with this on camera because you guys know how much I enjoy this knife. And many others have talked about how good this is. I find it just extremely well balanced. I find, it's comfortable in hand. The blade stock is thick and robust while still thin enough to get a lot of work done. It's of a size that allows me to carry it very easily and comfortably. And so for all of those reasons, this knife is one of my absolute favorite fixed blades. Now, there it is in the sheath. And this brings up really one of my only sort of complaints about this knife. And that is the sheath is set up so that really you're going to carry it, on your hip. And that's about it, which is not always what we want for an EDC knife. Often we want to go to scout carry or we want to go to kidney carry. And this doesn't really provide those options very well. The only other complaint that I've heard people make, I've never really made this complaint myself because this has always performed well for me, is behind the edge thickness is maybe a little thick. Now it's meant to be a tough, durable knife. Okay, so that criticism is sort of a little unfair, but I get it. Okay, now, recently, within about the last year or so, Lionsteel has come out with this. This is the Lionsteel M2M. And it may actually be more perfect. Sorry, I got to get it off camera to get this out of the sheath without breaking anything or running into anything. It may actually be a knife that I like more than the M4. This is really hard to imagine, but I've only had this for a couple days. This is still a first impression, but it is really well done. And it corrects a couple of things that the M4 sort of misses just slightly. I'm going to do a bunch of testing with this. I'm going to put these side by side and really put them through their paces and decide, once and for all, if I really feel, if I can legitimately make the claim that I'm suggesting right now. But Lionsteel may have done may have come up with a fixed blade that not only do I like better than the Lionsteel M4, which has been my favorite fixed blade for years, but it may have also offered us, or they may have also offered us the best of all worlds when it comes to an EDC fixed blade. All right, so let me get this out of the way, and we'll maybe make some comments, or I may bring it back in, but I want to focus on this knife from this point on. First of all, we have this full flat grind on this drop point blade, tons and tons of belly out here. I want to point this out first of all. This blade shape is obviously quite different. It's going to be a little more well suited to skinning type of tasks. Okay. Furthermore, it's thinner behind the edge, which takes away the complaint that some people have had. The blade stock is pretty well the same. I said I was going to put that aside, and now I'm completely going back on what I said. Yeah, the blade stock is the same on these. Okay, hold on. There we go, give you guys a better look. You can see though that slightly, it's really not that noticeable. They're very similar in terms of how much width they carry out to the tip, but behind the edge, the M2M gets a little bit thinner. Still in the M390 steel, I know that there have been complaints about Lionsteel's M390. By all accounts, that has been remedied. So this, now I will say this, I've had pretty good results in terms of edge retention with this, so I can't legitimately complain about this other than just, I'm aware of the dilemma that went on within the knife world a little while back. And again, I'm also aware that Lionsteel, claims to have addressed those issues. So M390 steel, Nice and thin behind the edge. Pretty neat, nice little sharpening choil here. Very comfortable micarta handle, and it's got a bit of a bend to it. It's a little bit smaller, okay, than the M4, but very, very comfortable. This knife is also very similar in length. It's a teeny tiny bit shorter, like maybe 1/8 of an inch shorter than the M4, but essentially, you know, close enough to say, well, these are basically the same. Okay, so the one thing here, the one difference that's notable is the blade shape and the blade dimensions. In hand, they feel very, very similar. I couldn't really say that one is much better, but when we bring the sheath in, this is kind of the game changer. We have this set up automatically to function. You know, you can flip this up, you can wear this as a dangler, okay, or you've got the option to go scout carry. Notice, by the way, the torque screws on both of these. So if you wanted to remove one, or I guess both, but if you wanted to remove this one and just go with the dangler, if you wanted to remove this one and only use this guy on a belt, maybe kidney carry, you could probably pull that off as well. Now, I will say you lose some of the utility then you don't get to change it back and forth. But for me, I think leave both on and carry it however you want. I would just leave this on and turn this way if I wanted to carry it on my hip, and then have it this way for scout carry or kidney carry. But the sheath here does solve that little dilemma that had come up. Now, before I totally leave off of this and move on to other things, I should give you a quick rundown on the specs here. And then we will, of course, get some outdoor stuff with this. This is just a first impressions video and my initial, you know, I'm kind of sharing what piqued my interest about this. So we'll do some comparison videos and we'll do a full final review of the M2M as well. But before I let you go, let me give you the size and weight on this. So 8 inches overall, 3 9/16 on the blade. Okay, the handle length is 4 3/8. The grip area down here is 3 5/8. Now I will say that's going to be an area of difference. If I put the M4, you know what, not really. I mean, there might be an extra 1/8 of an inch in grip area on the M4, but that's probably not worth noticing. The weight on this is 8.3 ounces for everything. All right, 2.9 on the sheath, 5.4 on the knife itself. So 5.4 inches is or 5.4 ounces is the knife. The ergonomics on this are very, very good. I anticipate this being, you know, again, this is still a first impression, but it feels about as good in hand side by side here with the M4 as the M4 does. So Lionsteel guys may have done something really cool here. They may have given us sort of the best all-around EDC fixed blade. Time will tell. I'll do some testing. I'll carry this around. I'll put some use on it and then come back with a full discussion as well as a full video comparison between this and the M4. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you have one of these? Are you like me? I know a number of you have commented that you're fans of the M4, which like I am. I'm wondering if any of those M4 fans out there also picked up an M2M and what you think of it. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check those channel sponsors. It is a big help.